Well, we had a beautiful day. We met down at the storyboards in the atrium, and I reviewed the solar project, which everybody wanted to see. We went over our power purchase agreement that we have on the solar array. We basically just buy solar electricity. And I went over the contract in general, as well as the layout of the array. We do 30% of our electricity, so I went over the numbers on our output for electricity, and we've actually increased our electricity every year since we installed the system in 2009. So they were all interested in how much electricity we've actually put through the system, which is about 9.2 million kilowatt hours. From the storyboards, we went up to the roof, and it was a nice, windy, warm day up there. And before I knew it, all the Globalcon attendees were all over the roof taking pictures, checking out the panels. We have a 175-watt panel up there for our solar array, and we have about 14,000 of them. So they were snapping pictures of the solar array, the wiring, the disconnects associated with the equipment, and then in the background we did see the wind turbine. So people that sort of followed up your tour from yesterday. So they all took pictures of that as well. Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, we went down to the mechanical spaces and toured the inverter room. Which is where we changed from direct current to alternating current at 4 inverters located in our mechanical room. So again, pictures flying everywhere. We went back to our main switchgear room, and they took some more photos. And then I figured I'd show them a mock-up that we were doing on some lighting retrofits with some occupancy sensors. And we wrapped it up with questions. Mainly lighting has been our big concentration. We have over 28,000 lamps at the convention center. We have a lot of T12 fixtures that are in the process of being retrofitted to T8 or better technology. The mock-up that I showed them in particular is for a stairway application, and stairwells have to be lit 24/7. So the application there is perfect for a retrofit for what we use an occupancy sensor for. So basically, you walk into a stairwell, and it's going to light up for you while you're in that stairwell through a sensor. And then when you leave, there's a 15-minute delay. The lights go back down to 10%. And so you're saving 60% energy right off the bat. That's our latest and greatest application of our lighting retrofits. Beyond that, a lot of it's really just standard operating procedures. Globalcon's getting ready to move out in an hour, so we're at 3 lights per cluster in the hall. As soon as we get the OK from Globalcon, we go down to what we call work mode, and we go to 1 of the 3 lights in those clusters. So operating controls are done from our computers, our lighting computers, and also our building management system computers. So we really stay in touch with the show's schedule to try to reduce our expenses as much as possible. What happens is the more you fine-tune your operation, the closer you get to that optimum level. Mm-hmm. We are still reducing. Last year we reduced our electricity usage by 2%, which isn't a lot, but it still shows that we're reducing. Our next level of reductions will have to be accomplished by very large-scale retrofit projects. Probably a couple $1 million worth of a capital investment to produce, because you can only cut expenses so much, and then it's up to technology or a retrofit or some sort of major efficiency change in the equipment that you currently owned. Some of our equipment is 1997 vintage, so a lot has changed in the energy industry since then. I love energy management. It's my passion, and I've been able to do several projects with all sorts of levels of energy management. And now I'm doing some work for our corporate office, SMG. We manage arenas and convention centers worldwide, so I'm managing the Northeast sector. So I'm trying to help other buildings do what we do here at the convention center, and that is to reduce our expenses.